Today, we are going to tackle the question, will I get fat if I stop restricting and binging? Thank you for being here. If videos like this interest you, where we dive deep into the harder topics to talk about in terms of body image, self-love, recovering from your inner battles, inner demons to create your truest form of happiness, then consider subscribing to my channel and joining my small family here on YouTube, because we dive into topics like this, plus many more every Tuesday and every Friday. And with that being said, let's get into some dope content that can hopefully provide you with so much value. All right, so I have spent most of my life hating my body and hating who I was. And when I say hating my body, I mean hating my body. I went to extremes to try to lose weight. I remember times where I would go days without eating anything. I remember times when I would saran wrap my body with some cream that burned my skin. I remember going on numerous different diets, counting out the number of hazelnuts that I would eat so I would stay within a certain calorie range. I remember it all. I have done it all. I did terrible things to my body. And the worst part was I was never intentionally trying to hurt myself. I never woke up in the mornings thinking to myself, how can I hurt myself today? What can I do to cause damage to my body today? No, that was never the intention. And for many people who are struggling with disordered eating, their sole intention is usually not to hurt themselves. It usually stems from an attempt to try and figure out how to lose weight and how to be happy and how to be loved. And they think that by achieving that body weight, they will achieve what's really going on. And the way to achieve that body weight is to diet and restrict. But it's never to intentionally hurt yourself. However, it turns into this ripple effect of us putting so much damage on our bodies and damage on our minds that we get sucked into this lifestyle and don't know a way out. And it sucks and it pains my heart because a majority of us just didn't grow up knowing these things. We didn't grow up in households or in schools that taught us how to be confident in who we were and stand up against bullies and love ourselves from the inside out and love our bodies and practice a healthy relationship with food. Not everybody, but a lot of us. So a lot of us just don't know these things. So in this video, we are going to niche down specifically and dive into the question, will I get fat if I stop restricting and binging? Now, the simple answer to this, I'm going to tell you right now is, I don't know. I don't know. Now, before you click out of this video, hear me out. I don't know because the answer is different for everybody. See, many people believe that weight loss is all about calories and all about willpower. However, what isn't nearly talked about enough or as often is the hormones that are in effect to control your body's biological hunger levels and fullness levels. And the reason I'm diving into this today is so you can understand what is going on inside of your body and why willpower is absolute BS. And these hormones are leptin and Graylin. So let's break it down one time. Leptin, put simply, is the hormone that signals to your brain and says, hey man, I'm full. I don't need to eat no more. I'm good. I'm solid. I'm Gucci. I don't know why I said that. But it is a hormone that is produced by your body's fat cells and was evolved to keep us from starvation and from overeating. That's awesome, Eden, but what does this have to do with anything? I'm glad you asked. So when you eat, your leptin levels rise and signal to your hypothalamus, which is the part of your brain that controls appetite and tells you to stop eating. And because you've just taken in all of this energy, you're burning more energy. So you're burning more calories. However, when you restrict your calories and you eat less and less and less, your leptin levels will drop. And as a result of that, you are in a higher likelihood to binge. So you are really eating more and burning less calories, the less that you eat, the lower your leptin levels are. So you are constantly in a state of feeling hungry, feeling ravenous, fixated on food. And because there's less energy to burn through, your body slowly begins to shut down and you're not burning as many calories. So when you finally eat, your body holds onto those calories because you are essentially in a state of starvation. It's stress on the body, which is not good. It is not a good, healthy way to try and attempt to lose weight. It's that whole restrict and binge cycle. So your body goes into this starvation mode, and when you do feed it, it holds on to those calories and holds on to the fat because it doesn't know when it is going to be fed again. Does that make sense? So, in conclusion, when you stop restricting, depending on the severity of how much you're restricting, the time length of how you restrict, the time length of how long you've been restricting, and the damage that has already been done to your body, the best overall approach is a long-term approach and working on rebalancing those hormones by healing your relationship with food, healing your relationship with body image so that over time your hormones can rebalance and you can become in tune with your body's biological hunger cues so you can listen to your body when you're full, when you're hungry, and stop eating when you're full. So you can optimize the energy that you're feeding yourself, burn more calories, and have a healthy relationship with food so that you're not fixated all the time on food. So that's how that works. Now, I want to dive into the next hormone, which is Graylin. And before we do that, if you have found what we've talked about so far valuable in any way, and you have found that you can apply any of that to your life so far and have those little aha moments, I would love it if you took a minute and liked this video so I know that you're interested in learning more and it's brought you value. And comment down below. I simply cannot speak today, but so I know that you're getting something from this and I can touch more on this in future videos as well. It would mean the most to me. All right, let's go. Graylin. So just as leptin signals to your brain and says, hey man, I'm full, Graylin signals to your brain when you are hungry and says, I could eat right now. I'm kind of hungry. Let's do the thing. And Graylin levels are high before you eat and low after you eat. So again, if you are restricting your calories and not listening to your body's biological hunger cues, your Graylin levels will remain high. Remember, because they get lower when you eat. So if they remain high, then you are constantly in a state of being hungry and again, fixated on food. Both leptin and Graylin work together and adjust according to how well your body is fed and nourished. So that's why a lot of people on diets are just hungry all the time. They're not getting the nutrition that they need. They're not getting the minerals that they need. So they're constantly in the state of thinking about food and wondering when they're going to eat next. And I know some of you out there can simply relate to me right now. It's not a matter of what weight you're at right now. It's not a matter of how far you've been into this whole diet culture world, but a lot of us can relate into the sense that we try to control what is in our nature to eat when we're hungry, stop when we're full, and then we get these altercations in our hormone balances and it messes us up mentally and physically in our bodies. And it takes time to rebalance that. And although this video just touches the surface of what can happen when you restrict food and calories, you can see why the answer now to will I get fat when I stop restricting is subjective to so many different variables. Your recovery process from this is unique to you, and if you need help from a medical professional to guide you through this, then do so. This is not medical advice. This is giving you some background on what is in play with your hormones when you're doing this kind of damage to your body. And if throughout this process of recovery and reintroducing foods back into your diet and healing your relationship with food, if throughout that you gain weight, your body needed to gain weight. This is a process. but you have to stop thinking of the short term when you're looking at the long-term benefits of what's gonna happen when all of this gets rebalanced again. An amazing example of this is Stephanie Buttermore, who was experiencing extreme hunger and went on a journey to learn to listen to her body again and rebalance her hormones. So I recommend checking her out on YouTube. Her story is seriously incredible and you will absolutely love it. I'll leave a link to her channel down below. And if you want a video on how to limit some of the fear around reintroducing foods back into your life if you've had fear around them for so long, then comment down below and let me know, because I would love to make a whole separate video on that so you can tackle this process with more grace. But I promise you, short-term weight loss does not equal long-term health. Something instantaneous most likely is causing you long-term damage unless you're doing it in the right approach, which most of us aren't. We're just winging it by gurus we see on the internet. And we need to change that. We need to get this information out into the world. So I hope this video gave you some very powerful information and knowledge that you can take moving forward, and you can really start analyzing your relationship with food and thinking, I don't want to do this anymore. I need to find a solution, or I want to change but I don't know how. In which, again, comment below and I'll make a separate video on how to start talking about this and start reintroducing foods and limiting some of the fear around that. But what I'm gonna do for you right now is invite all of you to join my private Facebook group, Let's Get Body Lovin', where you are going to get tips, strategies, positive information, live Q&As, all promoting positive body image and how to heal your mindset and help your mindset throughout this process. No calories, not telling you what you should or shouldn't do, just genuine love and support. I would love it if you joined. And I'm also gonna give each and every one of you lifetime access to my online course, Let's Get Body Lovin', a beginner's step-by-step guide to loving and accepting your body for $27. The price is going to change to $497, but right now it's $27. Get it while you can. So much value, access to me as your coach for 1 month after purchase. And with that being said, follow me on Instagram for more. I just created a new Instagram account. It's at Eden Kyra Gold, EdenKyraGold, because it just wasn't mentally healthy for me to have that other one anymore. And with that being said, stay tuned for our next video coming on. I don't know what day this is uploading, so the next Tuesday or the next Friday. I love you guys.